You're paying $1,500, $1,800, maybe $2,200 a month just to keep a roof over your head. And every year, that number goes up, while your Social Security check stays the same. Then you see the headline, Tesla Motorhome, only $9,990. End your rent forever. I'm not here to tell you that's real. I'm also not here to kill your hope. I'm here to do what most channels won't, give you the honest numbers, the real trade-offs, and the one risk that could cost you everything if you miss it. Here's what the next 20 minutes covers: where this $9,990 figure actually comes from, what you'd be living in if it ships, how much it could realistically cut your monthly expenses, and the 3 risks that matter most specifically to men over 65. One thing up front, and I'll say it more than once, Tesla has not announced this vehicle. No reservations, no deposits. Anyone asking you for money right now is running a scam. Don't send $1 to anyone. Now, let's get into the real story. Where did this $9,990 number come from? About 2 years ago, Elon Musk made an offhand comment during a Tesla earnings call. He mentioned, briefly, that Tesla was exploring living modules built on the Semi platform. That's it. No specs, no price, no timeline, just a sentence. But engineers and independent analysts ran with it, and honestly, when you look at the numbers, their logic isn't crazy. The Tesla Semi already has the chassis, the motor system, the battery architecture, and the full structural frame in production. If Tesla were to mount a simplified living module on top of that existing platform and sell it at near cost to drive volume, the same strategy they used with the early Model 3, $9,990 for a base version is not an impossible number. Aggressive, but not insane. Here's a comparison that puts it in real perspective. A standard Class C motorhome today, the kind you see at KOA campgrounds across America, runs anywhere from $45,000 to $120,000 new. Used units in decent condition start around $28,000, and that's before you factor in $400 to $600 a month in diesel, plus maintenance on a gas engine that was never designed to sit idle for weeks at a time. Now, imagine that same footprint, same square footage, but no gas engine, no transmission, no oil changes, no exhaust smell at 6 in the morning, virtually silent operation, and a starting price that's 1/5 of what you'd pay for anything comparable today. That's why people got excited. That's why you got excited. And I want to be honest, that excitement is not irrational. It's actually well-reasoned if the product ever exists. But here's the number nobody's talking about. 0. That's how many units have been built. 0 reservations accepted. 0 deliveries scheduled. Keep that number in your back pocket as we go. If it's real, what are you actually living in? Let's play this forward. Let's say Tesla announces it, it ships, and you're one of the first to get one. What does your daily life actually look like inside this thing? Based on the semi-platform dimensions and Tesla's typical approach to interior design, the living space would likely run about 160 to 190 square feet. That's small, but it doesn't have to feel cramped if it's engineered intelligently. Think a Murphy bed that folds flush against the wall during the day. A galley kitchen with an induction cooktop, no open flame, which matters if your hands aren't as steady as they were at 40. A wet bath, shower and toilet in a clean combined unit, and full climate control running silently off the battery pack. No generator rumbling outside your window at 2 a.m. Just quiet. Now here are 3 things that could make this vehicle genuinely different from anything on the road today. And I want you to stay with me here, because this is where the story gets interesting. First, the battery as a portable power station. The Semi-platform carries a battery pack estimated between 500 and 900 kilowatt hours.
Even at the low end, that's roughly 15 to 20 times the capacity of a standard home Powerwall. What that means in plain language, you could run your air conditioning, your CPAP machine, your refrigerator, your lights, your television, everything, for 3 to 5 days without plugging in once. Think about what that means. 5 full days of power, complete silence, zero fuel cost. You park wherever you want, a friend's driveway, a piece of federal land, a spot by the lake, and you are completely self-sufficient. Second, an integrated solar roof. Tesla has been refining solar panel technology for over a decade. A roof-integrated system on this vehicle could realistically generate 2 to 4 kilowatts in good sunlight, enough to extend your off-grid time by days, and in mild climates to keep your battery topped off indefinitely while parked. You pull into a national forest for a week. Your electric bill for that week? Zero. Third, Starlink integration. This one matters more than most people realize, and I want to explain why specifically for you. One of the deepest fears for any man considering mobile retirement isn't the logistics, it's the isolation. What if there's a medical emergency and you're 3 hours from a city? What if you need to video call your cardiologist for a follow-up? What if your grandkids want to see your face on a Sunday afternoon and you're parked somewhere in the middle of Nevada? Starlink, the satellite internet service from SpaceX, Tesla's sister company, delivers 100 to 200 megabits per second virtually anywhere in the continental United States. Mountains, deserts, forests, it doesn't matter. You are never out of reach. You are never cut off from the people who matter to you. That is not a luxury feature. For a man living independently on the road, that is a lifeline.
What does this actually do to your monthly budget? Let's talk about money now, specifically your money, because that's the real reason you're still watching. The average retired American man paying rent right now is spending between $1,400 and $2,200 per month just on housing. In California, Florida, or Arizona, that number is often higher. Add utilities, electric, gas, water, trash, and you're looking at $1,700 to $2,600 leaving your account every single month before you've bought a single meal or filled a single prescription. Now run the alternative math. Most full hookup RV campgrounds across the country charge $500 to $900 per month. Bureau of Land Management land and National Forest dispersed camping is free, legally free, for up to 14 consecutive days at a time. With a vehicle that carries a 500 kilowatt-hour battery and a solar roof, you're spending far less time at paid hookup sites than a traditional gas motorhome would require. Conservative estimate, your all-in monthly housing cost drops to $400 to $700. That's a difference of $900 to $1,700 back in your pocket every single month. Over 1 year, that's between $10,800 and $20,400 in savings, money that could go to medications, to visiting family, to building a small emergency cushion you haven't had in years, or simply to sleeping better at night knowing the math is finally working in your favor instead of against you. But here's the question I need you to sit with honestly before we go any further. Are you willing to change how you live to save that money? Because this is not an apartment that happens to have wheels. It's a genuinely different way of living. Moving every 1 to 2 weeks, planning routes around where you can charge or fill your fresh water tank, living within 180 to 190 square feet. That is not for every man, and there is absolutely no shame in knowing that about yourself. The right answer is the one that's right for your life, not anyone else's.
The risks nobody else will tell you. This is the part most channels skip. They want to keep you excited and watch time up. I want to keep you informed and financially protected. There are 3 risks that matter most specifically to men over 65 thinking about mobile living, and I'm going to go through each one without softening the edges. Risk 1. Breakdowns in the wrong place. Every vehicle breaks down eventually. Electric vehicles are significantly more reliable than gas, far fewer moving parts, no timing belt, no transmission fluid, but they are not immune to failure. And when a 30-foot motorhome breaks down on the road, you're not calling AAA for a quick tow. You're dealing with a Class 8 commercial platform that most mechanics have never touched. Tesla's service network is expanding, but it remains concentrated near major cities. A flatbed tow and emergency service call in rural America runs $1,500 to $5,000 before a single part has been ordered. That's a real number. Budget for it from day one. And let me say something out loud that most creators won't. If you're 72 years old, your back is already giving you trouble on a good day, and you find yourself stranded on a highway shoulder at night somewhere unfamiliar, that is not a small inconvenience. That is a serious safety situation. Plan for it before it happens, not after. Risk 2. Charging infrastructure is not where you think it is. Tesla's megacharger network, the high-speed commercial charging system designed for the Semi, is not the same as the supercharger network you might have used in a Model S or Model 3. As of today, megachargers are located primarily near major freight corridors, Interstate 5, Interstate 80, I-40. They are not at the entrance to the national parks you want to explore. They are not at the State Forest Campground in Vermont. If you're planning a retirement built around freedom and open road, the honest truth is that your route planning will be shaped by where the chargers are. For now, that infrastructure will grow, but it hasn't grown to where you need it yet. Risk 3. The physical demands of full-time RV life. This one has nothing to do with the vehicle and everything to do with the reality of the lifestyle. And I say this with complete respect for what men your age carry. Full-time RV living involves physical tasks that are manageable at 50 and genuinely difficult at 72. Connecting and disconnecting water hoses, managing a waste tank that needs emptying every 3 to 5 days, leveling a large vehicle on uneven ground, climbing in and out of a cab that sits significantly higher than a standard car or truck. If you have knee problems, chronic back pain, or balance issues, and a significant number of men your age do through no fault of their own, these are not minor inconveniences. They are serious physical challenges that accumulate over weeks and months on the road. A well-engineered Tesla Motorhome could minimize some of this with smart design choices. It cannot eliminate all of it. I'm not saying don't consider it. I'm saying go in with your eyes fully open, not just your hopes.
3 questions, 3 honest answers. We started this video with 3 questions. Let me answer them straight, no filler. Can it help you keep your money? Yes, with real conditions. If the vehicle ships at or near $9,990, and if you're genuinely willing to embrace the mobile lifestyle, the monthly savings are real and they are significant. $1,000 or more back in your pocket every month is not a rounding error. That's medication money. That's dignity money. That's the difference between lying awake at 3 a.m. doing math in your head and sleeping through the night. Can it help you keep your independence? Potentially, yes, more than almost any other housing option available to a retired man on a fixed income. The combination of massive off-grid power, satellite internet, and dramatically lower monthly overhead could give you a level of self-sufficiency that no rented apartment in America can match, but only if the product delivers on what the analysis is suggesting, and right now we don't have that confirmation. Can it help you keep your dignity? Only if you make this decision based on honest information, not fear, not hope, and not a YouTube headline designed to get your click. The men I respect most aren't the ones who jumped at every new thing. They're the ones who waited, asked the hard questions, and made their move when the evidence was solid. This channel exists to help you be that kind of man. Because here's the truth that ties all of this together. The worst financial decisions aren't made out of greed, they're made out of desperation. And when a man at 70 sees a headline saying $9,990 could end your rent forever, that's not greed driving that click. That's hope. Decades of hard work, some fear about the future, and hope. And hope
deserves honest information.
So where does all of this leave us? The $9,990 Tesla Motorhome is one of the most compelling ideas in the retirement housing conversation right now. The technology behind it is plausible, arguably more plausible than most rumors in this space. The savings math, if it works, is genuinely life-changing for a man on a fixed income. The lifestyle trade-offs are real and significant. And until Tesla puts an actual vehicle on an actual road with an actual price sheet, everything else, including this video, is analysis, not fact. Here's what I need you to do right now before you close this tab. Leave a comment. I read every single one, and that is not something I say to sound friendly. Your comments directly shape what I make next. Tell me this. Where are you living right now? What state? And what's the single biggest concern you have about the idea of mobile living in retirement? Is it the physical demands? The feeling of leaving a place that's been home? The fear of being stranded somewhere and not knowing who to call? The worry that it sounds good on paper but won't hold up in real life? Whatever it is, write it down. The next 3 videos in this series are going to be built around exactly those answers, because you deserve content that speaks to your actual life, not a generic version of it. If this video gave you something useful, a clearer number, a harder question, a risk you hadn't thought about, hit subscribe. Not as a favor to me, but because every video on this channel is built on one commitment. You will always get the honest picture before you make a decision that affects the rest of your life. That's what I owe you, and that's what I intend to deliver. And if you want to go deeper right now, the next video in the Tiny House series is already on your screen. It covers what full-time RV retirement actually costs in the real world, month by month, category by category, no rosy estimates, from people who are already living it. Watch that next. It will give you the ground truth you need to evaluate everything we covered today. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your trust. Stay healthy, stay sharp, and I'll see you in the next one.